Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I will show you a high-power audio amplifier circuit using 10IR FP260 MOSFETs operating with a plus or minus 75-volt power supply. With an 8-ohm load, this amplifier can deliver around 500 to 600 watts RMS. When driving a 4-ohm load, the output power can increase to approximately 900 to 1200 watts RMS depending on the power supply, heat dissipation, and component quality. The circuit provides very good frequency response, making it suitable for high-power audio systems. This is the amplifier circuit after it has been completed. I am currently using an oscilloscope and a signal generator to test the circuit. First, I will apply a sine wave and a triangle wave, then gradually increase the frequency. We will observe the output waveform to evaluate the frequency response and stability of the amplifier. Let's start with the sine wave first. I will start with a frequency of 30 Hz, which is a low frequency, to check the amplifier's bass reproduction and overall stability. As you can see, the output waveform is still a very clean sine wave, with no visible distortion. When the frequency is increased to 30 kHz, the output waveform is still a very clean sine wave, with no distortion or ringing, showing that the amplifier has excellent high-frequency response. When the frequency is increased to 60 kHz, the output waveform shows a slight distortion, but this is not significant because human hearing is limited to below around 30 kHz. Therefore, the amplifier still performs very well within the audible frequency range. Now, let's test with a triangle wave. As you can see, the amplifier responds very well with a stable and accurate waveform. In the next part, I will show you a detailed step-by-step guide on how to build this circuit after introducing the sponsor and partner of my channel, JLCPCB. I'd like to thank JLCPCB for supporting this video. Over the years, I've used JLCPCB's 1 to 4-layer PCB in many projects, and they've always been reliable with fast turnaround. Now, JLCPCB is making high-performance 6-layer PCB more accessible. With 6 layers, routing becomes cleaner and more efficient, increasing wiring density by around 30 to 50%, so you spend less time dealing with routing limits and more time focusing on your design. With free via-in pad technology and ENIC finish included, JLCPCB delivers professional-grade 6-layer PCB without the professional-grade price. If you want to try it yourself, you can get the latest coupon by clicking the link in the description below. This is the circuit and PCB designed and manufactured by JLCPCB. As you can see, the PCB quality is excellent, with clear traces and neatly arranged components, making assembly and testing much easier. JLCPCB is truly a great partner for DIY electronics projects and high-power amplifier builds. Some basic components like resistors and transistors have already been installed. The circuit requires to non-polarize 22F capacitors. If you don't have them, you can use 247F capacitors in series as a replacement, and it will still work properly. The MOSFETs I'm using are IR FP260 with a total of 10 units. You can also choose similar MOSFETs if you don't have IR FP260, as long as the specifications are close enough to ensure the circuit runs stably. The MOSFETs will be mounted on the back of the PCB. You need to slightly bend the pins so they can be easily and securely installed on the circuit. The screws will pass through the PCB, then through the MOSFETs, and be secured onto the aluminum heat sinks. It is essential to insulate the MOSFETs from each other to prevent short circuits and ensure safe operation. First, we will install the 0.33 ohm 5-watt power resistors, along with the relays and capacitors. The MOSFETs will be installed last, after we have tested the circuit and ensured it is working properly to guarantee safety and stability. When soldering the power resistors onto the PCB, you need to adjust their position so they are secure and visually neat. This is an important step to ensure the PCB is tidy, the circuit runs stably, and makes inspection easier later. Use a core with a 2 cm diameter, then take 1 mm enameled copper wire and wind 16 turns around the core. If you don't have 1 mm copper wire, you can use 1.5 mm or 2 mm wire and wind the same number of turns, which will still work well. This step is important to ensure the inductor works correctly and the output signal remains stable. Now I will test the DC protection function at the speaker output of the circuit. I will apply a 1.5 volt DC voltage to the output to see if the relay automatically disconnects. Just a few seconds after powering on, the relay immediately disconnected to protect the speaker. This shows that the DC protection circuit works very well, ensuring the speaker is safe in case of any DC voltage issues. If the circuit does not work properly, for example, if a MOSFET fails, the DC voltage could go directly to the speaker. This would immediately damage the speaker, so the DC protection function is extremely important. This is the circuit with all components installed, except for the MOSFETs. Now we will power up the circuit and check if the control section is working properly before we install the MOSFETs. A signal generator is connected to the input, and an oscilloscope is connected to the outputs of the 4MJE340 and MJE350 transistors. Now let's observe the output signal. The MOSFET driver circuit is working properly. The output sine wave is very clean, so now we can install the MOSFETs and proceed with adjustments. This potentiometer is used to adjust the DC output voltage to 0 volts when the circuit has no input signal. The other potentiometer is used to adjust the bias current, which is the quiescent current flowing through the MOSFETs. Thank you for watching this high-power amplifier DIY tutorial with me. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the ABC channel so you won't miss any of our other tutorials.